When are you going to score against Manchester United?
I knew that was coming.
I've been asking you this question for 5 years.
Yeah, I know.
Does it bug you? No, not me asking, the fact you haven't scored against them.
I'd say no and yeah. No, because at first I didn't take scoring so seriously, and then yes, because now I do. And now to see that I haven't scored in so many games, it's like
16.
Yeah, 16. Okay, 16 games against them. Yeah, it's like a wake-up call. So I won't be putting pressure on myself. I'll be playing my game tomorrow. That's if I'm on the pitch. But I'll be playing my game, and yeah, looking with an eye to score. That's for sure. I'll be taking a lot more shots than I usually do.
What's the closest you've come against them? Has it been near?
Yeah, there was a year I should have had that trick against them with Liverpool, and yeah, it just didn't happen.
Is the way your luck's going with VAR, you'll score and it'll be disallowed?
Yeah, that might be one as well, but nah, I'm looking to really end that one.
Interesting the way you say it though, how previously it didn't bother you, but now goal scoring's a big part of your game. That's a subtle change, isn't it?
Yeah, it was one that a subject I kept hearing, after games was, oh, he doesn't score, he's not good in front of goal. And, I first came in the scene, I wanted to show I had ability, I wanted to show, I could do 1v1s, and I wanted to show I was a good player, but I was never trying to, be greedy for myself to say I'm going to win matches. And I think that was something that definitely gave me a wake-up call, was hearing all these critics and people saying I can't, and he can't score this amount of goals. So I was, okay, I'll show you I can, and it's something that I started to then work on and having belief. And I just think it's a shift in mentality. It's before it was, before in the change room was, what am I going to do to the right back today? Am I going to try nutmeg him? Am I going to try give him a step over? And now it's, straight mentality is just, I need to score today, and okay, I'm looking at my players in the room and looking where a goal can come from.
Can you put this game into perspective?
Yeah, it's always a massive game, no matter the two teams' positions in the table at this moment in time. It's always a game that, it's got massive history, and United at this current moment in time against the big teams this season, they've been very good. You see how much they're fighting for their shirt when they play against the top teams, and I expect no different.
What are they like to play in? Are they different, these games, from other games?
I'd say a lot more intense, a lot louder as well. It's a lot louder than normal games. But yeah, it's intense, and you can see the passion on all 22 players' faces. It's
been a fabulous couple of seasons, back-to-back titles. How different is the challenge you're facing now as opposed to leading from the front?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. It's one that none of us at the club are happy with, but it's happened and it's happening now. So we just got to keep focused. I still have full belief, and I do think the rest of the squad, and even though the manager might not say it, has belief as well. It's a long season. They're far ahead, and all credit to them. But it's the Premier League, and that's why. We still got to be prepared and be ready, because there's definitely some tricky games that will happen for them, and we just got to keep focused and keep winning our games to be able to be in with a shot if if they do slip up.
Are you only sat here today because of your quick reactions when Rodri shot in midweek? How close was that to good night Vienna?
It was close to being a good night, but there was actually a 10% of me that said, get your head on it. And then, then when it came up close and personal, I realised how fast it was coming, so I had to get out of the way. But I wanted to touch it, so no, I had to get the way, but luckily I didn't.
I was interested in what you said as well about, he can't do this, he can't do that. Do you think you've still got that in your personality? And the more somebody says you can't do something or haven't got something, that still motivates you?
Yeah, I say that's been me from a young age. I've had that throughout my young career as well. I remember getting told, I didn't get picked for the Middlesex on the 16 team at the time, and then 3 months later I get called up to England on the 16s because I then went on a run of scoring in like I think 15, 16 games for the QPR on the 18s, and I used that rejection from the Middlesex team to then getting a call up to the under 16s for England. So I am a person that I'd actually say thrive of people doubting me. I like to prove people wrong, and I think I need to stop worrying about what people think. But yeah, it's something I always want to change people's minds.
So tonight you'll be poring over the papers. Never scored against Man United. Never scored against Man.
Yeah, I'll probably read that line probably about 100 times tonight and try to change that.
I want to ask you about Marcus Rashford. Are there similarities in your both attackers, but not centre forward positions and scoring goals? Are there similarities in your game rather?
I'd say Marcus is a number 9 for me. I'd say if he was a number 9 playing week in week out, scary. If he's leads your line, and I think maybe because he is young, but Marcus as a number 9, I'd say that's his best position. When I look at Marcus and all the quality he has, how composed he is, I tell him when I'm in the training ground with him with the national team, I say, if I had your shot, no, I don't pass the football, and it's a credit to him because I can see how focused he is. The last national camp that we was on, I can see the shift in mindset in him, and it's a credit to him.
Despite the fact that you're rivals, does that give you real pride, and do you get a great sense of satisfaction seeing somebody like him develop?
Yeah, for sure. He's a massive asset to the national team in this country. He's someone that if he's doing well, I will benefit from, and the team will benefit from. So yeah, it's someone that I'm really happy to see thriving and doing so well, because he's got that ability. But just a little less tomorrow. A little less.
You've always had that though, as part of your personality. You've been mature for a long time, and you've always mentored the younger players, haven't you? Where you can.
Yeah, I would even say purposely try to mentor the younger ones. It's because I'm a bit childish myself, so when
you relate more to them.
Yeah, like when the younger one comes up and we'll be joking and laughing, and there'll be something like. And I remember I seen one with Jan a couple of days ago, or was it today or yesterday? And he was saying Jan Carlo Poveda.
Yeah.
And he's saying, Raheem helps me a lot. And it's not me saying, this is what you should do. It's just like me kind of messing around, like, get in the box, man. Like, get in the box, like, stop hanging out here, get there, and you have a chance of scoring. It's in more in a jokey way, but actually wanting him to do it. It's not like I'll sit him in a corner and say, you need to do this. I kind of like do it in a jokey way and make them, not have that pressure on them, and are in a jokey, friendly energy, and they respond to it, so it's a good thing.
Well, let's be brutally honest. You're not a young man anymore.
I know.
25 this Sunday.
Please, don't remind me.
Is it a landmark? It is, isn't it? It's an age where you take stock. What would you say at your quarter of a century, where you're at in your life, in your football life?
Yeah, I'd say it's a landmark, a great age. I don't know where the time's gone from 17 to this point, but it's been a great journey so far, and one that I need to try and improve as a person still, improve as a player, and enjoy the moment. I feel from 18 to now I haven't really enjoyed my family and personal and time with my mum and stuff as much, and now I look back at it, slowly I'm going to be 35, 40, and my playing career, and I'll say, I could have spent a lot more time with my family and mum and stuff like that, so and enjoy moments, especially like Christmas, birthdays. I always think, I've got a game the next day, or I've got a game in 3 days, so I can't do this. But yeah, you can do little things that you can still have memories by not doing something crazy. So I'd say planning in advance to enjoy family time a little bit more better. But
sacrifices are part and parcel of being a top athlete, and there's been highs and lows, and extraordinary highs as well, and the profile that you have right now. But would you also say you wouldn't change anything to get where you are today? Because you have to take the knocks, you have to get things wrong to learn how to do them right. So as you approach the quarter of a century, is it one of, okay, not pretending I'm perfect, but this is pretty good?
Yeah, as you said, yeah, you've got to make mistakes to realise what you need to do better. So yeah, it's better to make the mistakes young than at an older age.
Do you have any immediate ambitions?
Immediate ambitions, just keep improving. I keep saying it might sound boring, but keep scoring goals, keep bettering my previous season, and hopefully by scoring these goals, it's goals that win more trophies. So not just to score pointless goals, to score goals and make numbers, but score important goals, but also improve my goal tally year in, year out. I think that's what excites me the most, is trying to beat last year's one, and then next season hopefully trying to beat this year's one.
It's funny in that you talk about how you mentor the younger lads, but you don't sit them down, it's like a professor. You say you're still quite childish yourself and enjoy messing around with them, yet you've got this almost like statesman-like position. It's people, the way you speak and the way you conduct yourself, people take great notice of it. Your own chairman, Caldoun, the other day, went out of his way to praise you, not just on the pitch, but for your persona off it as well. What is it like to carry that mantle? You know how important your words are on a variety of subjects, and many of them outside football.
Yeah, it's not something that I, back in December when I done the tweet about racism, it wasn't something that I, thought, okay, let me position myself, and if I say this is how I'd look. No, it was something I just thought I had to speak up on, and I've gained a lot of respect for that, I could say, and yes, it is a massive responsibility, not just by my words off the field, but what I represent on it, and what I've been doing and my team's been doing over the last couple of seasons. The responsibility, grows a lot more, and I have my 2-year-old son that watches every game, and when I get home, I've then got to watch that game again. So it's a great responsibility, and I'm enjoying it.